In the end times, do we bring back the Rephaim to this earth? And is the beast that heals his head wound in Revelation a Nephilim?
So, good questions. I think we want to be careful to try and utilize biblical passages to bring back giants in the end time. It's inferred possibly as in the days of Noah. We don't really have true passages that would suggest that we do, except that nothing new is under the sun. So, but we're still speculating to a certain degree. Some people will use Isaiah 13 to suggest that there's giants, but these don't really fit here unless they're loyal giants. In Isaiah 13, they're called the mighty ones, and they're also called the sanctified ones. Now, this is an end time prophecy. It's talking about the destruction of Babylon, and part of the prophecy of Isaiah 14. But the sanctified ones are angels. And so angels are also described as mighty as well in Gabor. So these are likely angels. So we want to be careful with that one, not to infer that God has loyal giants that he's going to bring back in the end time. He's got the angels he's using, as Revelation tells us. It makes no sense to. So, but I do think though that we can we ought to make ourselves prepared for giants to show up, not just the descendants, which I think, book 1 and book 2, I make a very good case that they're still running this world. But I think we should expect giants, and to be prepared for that, because to be like the days of Noah, it sort of infers that. And further, they're the ones who caused all the violence, and we're headed for a violence like we've not seen before. So one deduces they may be part of that. And we're going to have ones that come up out of the pit prison, which are the terrible ones in the last 7 years. And that if angels help giants to survive in the earth, off the earth, on the ark, and in any other way, in another dimension, they could have giants here for the end time in that sort of manner. And God would know that they're going to do that, just as he would have known they would have recreated giants if that's part of the mix, and I suspect that it is as well. So we should anticipate it's going to be like the days of Noah, when the gods walked amongst us. And so all the angels after Revelation 12 are going to be down here. The abyss is going to be open. And when the giants ruled the earth, and the Atlantis kingdom that we covered in the last show was trying to set up world government with the 10 Nephilim kings, of offspring of Poseidon and Clymene, a human female, we should expect something similar for the end time. Now, I make the case that I think the Antichrist has Nephilim bloodlines and Rephaim bloodlines, and that will be part of his pedigree, and will be not only physically descendant, and then allegedly back to Jesus and Mary Magdalene. They'll make that case as well. And they'll also utilize their bloodlines of the Quinatar, which is a nebulous bloodline of the Merovingians back to the Nephilim that include the Jesus and Mary Magdalene bloodline, includes another branch from King Saul and another branch from King David that they've intermarried with, which might be possible. The Jesus and the Mary Magdalene one, not.
Yeah.
Just to be clear on that. That he will have that pedigree that goes back to these gods. And the keepers of this message of the bloodlines, the Knights Templar, and as Grail Guardians, they worship Baphomet, which is Baphometer, and this is a mighty angel, Icarus, so a fallen angel. And Mitre is Mithra. This goes back to Indo-Aryan for Mithraism, and Mithra is the god who polytheists will say resurrected like Jesus. Zoroastrian is the branch religion of this, where Mithra is a god, and that this is the religion of the Indo-Aryans.
Interesting.
And December 25 is the birth date of Mithra. Throw some more stuff in there. So be prepared. They're going to have that pedigree, and then he's also going to receive his power from Satan and the dragon. So he may have a couple of avatars working with him in the end time as well. Certainly Satan as an avatar, and we know he can do that. He entered into Judas to give Judas courage, and so he has the ability to live in and share a soul and a body, the oiketerion, with a human spirit. So expect that's going to be part of it. And Second Thessalonians says he gives them all of his power.
Mm-hmm.
And also expect demons in there as well that he's controlling, because they come out of his mouth at the time of Armageddon. So,
Man. Yeah, that was one thing that I found very intriguing about the differences between angels and demons, because you have demons that are restricted to a purely spiritual form in so much as they're able to then inhabit a body and then puppet it, whereas angels have a dual agency, both corporeal and being able to be spiritual.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
And these are the terrible ones that are going to be destroyed. He's part of the terrible ones that are going to be destroyed on a mountain, as Isaiah 25 talks about. And, and as Ezekiel 32 talks about, the terrible ones are in the pit prison. And Antichrist is somehow connected to the one who comes up out of the prison that kills the two witnesses, as Revelation 17 talks about.
How poetic. How poetic is it that it all started atop a mountain and they get taken out atop a mountain?
Yeah. And Psalms 21:8 through 10 or so talks about removing their fruit and their seed from amongst human in the time of the wrath and God's anger in the end times. So,
man, ooh, fireworks are coming, folks.